Hello and welcome to another edition of the Dugout. And as you can see, maybe on the title, wherever, it's a very important topic that we're discussing. Important topic in the world of cricket because it impacts a lot of people. And that is that Team Blue is leading right now. 2-0.
I thought you would come to the Pechita
I
Sawal.
am coming to the very important topic, that is 2-0. And usually you see some members of the Team Red join us on the Dugout.
Today there's only one in the backs.
Today there is nobody who's...
Have they
Boycotted.
forfeited? Because we'll be touching upon.
We've been boycotted.
We'll be touching upon that forfeit bit also in a bit, which a certain national team could look at. We never know.
No, forfeit here cannot happen because here it is not...
Here what happens if they forfeit?
No. Here you have to play 5. Even if you win 3-0, 4-0, you have to play 5. It's not like supposing a team wins, and I'm not saying that Team Blue wins 3-0. They can lose also. Last time it happened from 2-0 loss.
Painful memories.
Yeah, you can lose 3-2. But I'm saying even if you were to go 3-0 ahead, you still have to play 5, which I think is quite painful for both teams. What is there to play? Let's say if it was to happen. The team that's won has no motivation. Team that's lost has no motivation. I mean, what are you going to do with 2, right? That's my opinion. We can have a dugout on that right now.
So you want us to lose?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying either way, it should be as soon as the series is decided, be done with it. Or the other argument is like bilateral. They'll say that if 5 are decided, 5 have to be played. Na? Then you have a white wash or a brown wash or whatever.
Yeah.
So same way they can say that.
To play for pride.
To play for pride. We'll do it, yeah. No! To chase personal records. Play for form.
If they were doing that, they wouldn't be 2-0 down.
No, anyone could do it. It could be our team also. I'm not looking at any team. Any team could do it. But yeah, the way the tournament is set up, that 5 will be played, irrespective of whatever. Whether it's
Could it be
3-0,
extended to
3-0.
7?
No.
Trust me, last year
I know. I've heard that story.
No 7. No matter what the result, even if we were to lose 2-3 from here, we as a team lose.
Budget this time is only for 5 matches.
And it should be like that. It's done.
It's best
Whatever
that,
the
right?
result. Win, lose, 5.
Best of 5 literal sense.
Done.
No Rohit Sharma logic also over here.
Bad half an hour.
3 matches for the final.
What if it goes to the decide?
Best of 3 for the 5th match.
Exactly.
Supposing it's 2-all.
2-all. Then
3 more matches.
post match.
That logic is for a one-off final, na? Not a one-off.
If
final.
Ours is neither one-off nor a final. So.
If our 5th isn't a dead rubber.
Yeah. Gargi, why didn't you come?
For the first match, I was on a vacation.
Yes.
For the second match, I got hurt on the vacation.
Acha.
Yeah. So
But you were there in the office yesterday, no?
I was.
You can come
I'll come
so
tomorrow.
you're part of Team Blue or Red. So come and even if
tomorrow I'm
you're
coming.
not fit enough to play, just
Tomorrow-
hostla afzai.
If I'm allowed to, I'll play
Arre,
tomorrow.
of course.
Get
of course
your kit bag and everything.
Of course, you're allowed to. If you are not fit enough to play, then you can
We need to
enjoy the
feet.
parathas.
We need to conquer the final frontier. Third,
Yes. Tomorrow
it's that.
let's
Who
do
do
it
we need to get rid of?
But why is it tomorrow? Wasn't it day after?
It was.
Because key members of Team Red would have been missing on Friday.
So where
And,
our team members or team
otherwise it would have been a
missing,
big blow.
They didn't make any changes.
Massive, big blow indeed.
Doesn't matter. Day doesn't matter.
Exactly.
That's
Harshit.
I have
Patira.
lost my identity.
You're not like Patira, na?
No. My personal favorite is Harshit Patel because he got on tipping snowball. That works perfectly.
I was going through the comments yesterday like Harshit Patel आ गया wicket ले लेगा.
Wow.
Well bowled. Very well bowled, in fact.
Gurupal wants to know where are the matches played. Again, a reminder for the umpteenth time, we mentioned it previously as well. They played at CK Play Station in Greater Noida, our home ground. Seems like you're playing in Chesterley Street or somewhere, one of those English county grounds.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's a big ground, I might add. Huh? In fact, I don't know, you also played in Kotla. I think the
Yeah.
straight boundary here is longer than Kotla's.
Should be.
Square is big. Oh,
Square could
Both.
be a longer, I feel.
square are big. At
Yeah.
least one side.
Here, yeah.
Boundaries are
Pretty big.
good.
I mean, overall, the boundary is slightly bigger than Firozshahpur.
Yeah.
Overall.
The overall diameter, definitely. But yeah, I think front on, perhaps just the same as the Kotla, maybe.
Maybe again. Yeah. We had a man from Kotla come in game one. He can tell us better.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe come
Oh,
first game
okay.
he had come. He
Okay.
could have told us
Yes.
if it's big enough or not. But
See,
anyway.
cricket is fun. Don't get complacent.
Yes,
But,
I agree.
I mean-
Which is the first thing I said.
We've been there last year. So,
Yeah. We've experienced it. How can we, out of all the people, be complacent?
But there were a lot of RCB jokes also yesterday.
That is not a joke. That is not a joke. That's a reality.
Which is,
Correct.
I don't know about this.
On the red team,
The red team, I mean, the jersey,
okay, I get it.
they're playing a bit like
Identical
that
to-
too.
Oh no.
No, identical to the point that colors, yes, in the logo is
Design.
Oh,
red.
the
Design.
Everything
tiger.
is same.
Everything is so. Anyway, coming back to some less important subjects in the world of cricket, like Pakistan versus India. So the latest we heard, very interesting to hear the soundbite of one of the legends of the game, Wasim Akram, where he said, I think yesterday only, he had a press conference like situation where he said one very interesting thing. I don't know if you guys heard it, where he said that having ego is okay. You know, have ego. Any team also have a, and just to give you a context why we're discussing that, because remember, Pakistan has some reservation. They had reservation against Mumbai, so that has been changed. They're playing in Kolkata. Right now, the statement that has come from Pakistan is that we are in consultation with our government. Whatever the government advisory is, we'll follow it. Then whether to tour India or not. First is whether to come at all or not. And secondly, is if they do come, would they want to play that game versus Ahmedabad? And I think that's the one that we're focusing on. That they have certain, they perceive certain security threats in Ahmedabad just as they did in Mumbai. So they may not be very keen to play in Ahmedabad. So to which Wasim Akram, very interestingly, Wasim Akram soundbite I heard today where he said that, you know, it's all right to have egos. It's all right to say that we don't want to go. But then stick to it. Don't make a flip-flop. So he said everyone is patriotic. For example, he said, I'm a Pakistani, I'll be patriotic. He said similarly people on the other side will be patriotic. But whatever you do, stick to it. Now my point is, with Pakistan this has been a bit, which is what is straight. It's been flip-flop. First there was an interview, I think Rahul will remember, Najam Sethi, where he said, if you do not, it was clear, if you do not come to Pakistan for Asia Cup, we're not coming to India.
There'll be a reciprocatory measure.
They will not come.
Yeah.
Now I think that talk is not there. Now the issue is, will they play in Ahmedabad or not? So that talk of them not coming to India has already gone out of the table. So which means they're coming to India for sure. The question is, maybe everyone can look to answer. Can Pakistan afford to miss the Ahmedabad game?
Well, I think they still have a bargaining chip with them when they issued the statement yesterday, when they said that we are waiting for the response from the government, and as it is, Chennai is your backup plan.
So let's say the government says yes, there is a perceived security threat. Okay, ICC is made. What does ICC do? They quickly move to Chennai, or ICC say no, you have to play there, and BCCI also, because they're the host board.
I think BCCI will have a huge role to play there because they will have to, because you have the security advisors also from the ICC, not just from the PCB or from the BCCI, but you also have security advisors for the ICC. They look into all these things, and as it is, you have the backup venue for Ahmedabad is Chennai as of now. So in case that happens, so you can easily, or you can move, but it won't be that easy to move that game out of Ahmedabad. So I think eventually, see, we haven't heard anything official from the PCB.
Yeah.
Okay, these are our statements that are being heard by people who are not actively involved in the PCB or in the active cricket, Pakistan cricket.
But you also know that when some statements come out, they never really come from horse's mouth, and I don't think PCB is alone guilty of it. Happens in India also with BCCI.
Yes.
BCCI, when they want to convey, you'll never have the actual people say it.
Yeah.
Yet what is conveyed through sources
enough.
Yeah.
is true.
Fair
I'm
enough.
sure it's happening.
Fair enough. So no, I'm saying I don't know if that will happen, but I still feel that chances are very bleak. BCCI will try its best
Chances are bleak for
to move out.
So let's say PCB says, based on their government advisory, that Ahmedabad is not safe. What happens then?
I
What do
think-
you think are the chances?
See, first they'll have to prove that there is a security threat. Then obviously, then ICC will come back to BCCI and will explain that this is what the PCB is saying, this is what their government is saying. And by the way, just let me tell you, there are only two factors that can force or that can allow a team to not play a match at a certain venue. It has happened in the past. A, of course, is security, which Pakistan also thought, because there have been a few pitch invasions in the past when they played in Mumbai. So that was agreed. Pakistan now will not play in Mumbai, especially that semi-final, two semi-finals, one in Mumbai, one in Kolkata. So if it happens, if they make it to the semi-finals, they will play only and only in Kolkata. The other could be other reason for not playing at a certain venue or against a team or in a country are diplomatic reasons, which as also there is a precedent, you would remember, I think Zimbabwe.
2003. Yeah, England didn't go to Zimbabwe.
England
England
didn't
didn't.
go to Zimbabwe because Robert Mugabe was the president at that time. So,
Yeah.
so they will have to prove that we have a security threat. Then BCCI will have to give them assurance. BCCI will explain that these are the security protocols and measures that we are following and will take care of. And if they are convinced, the match will go ahead. And this, I think this will happen. At least because BCCI will have to give assurance, because something like this, I think, will happen. As far as Najam Sethi is concerned,
He's out.
Yeah, he's out. and that day also, you know, when Najam Sethi said that even if you agree to agree to this hybrid model, we will not come to this thing.
Yeah.
Did that happen? That was also for optics.
Yeah.
You
Posturing.
were speaking to one of the veteran journalists in Pakistan the
Shahid
other day,
Hashmi.
Shahid Hashmi. He said that you know, you in Pakistan, a lot of people, they play to the galleries. I think that is what Ramiz Raja, when he was on his way out, at least when he was absolutely sure that these were his numbers as PCB chairman were his days were numbered. So that time he also, Najam Sethi, you know, when he spoke to the media about this Indian media about that hybrid model, you know, I knew at that time, I think I had mentioned it here also, that he knew, because at that time when those interviews happened, he was in London.
Yeah.
And there was a riot like situation in Pakistan. So it wasn't that he wasn't feeling safe in Pakistan, that was the reason why he went to London. He was there to meet Shahbaz Sharif's brother, Nawaz Sharif. Nawaz Sharif, because he wanted to convince him to let him remain as the PCB chairman, because the other guy, Asif Ali Zardari, because it's a coalition government in Pakistan. So he was also trying to drive a narrative at that time. So I think, so as if to answer your question, well, I can't say if the threat is real, but it will only, I think it will only grow with time.
Exactly what I was going to come to. I think, because firstly we don't know what PCB is right now, and Zaka Ashraf might come.
Exactly.
Whatever I've heard him with regards to the Asia Cup, he has taken a more hardline approach than even Najam Sethi,
Yeah.
where he said, I won't even agree for a thing.
Hybrid model.
Hybrid model. I'm saying now, if he was to come and if he was to take that hardline approach, then I fear the worst, because it could be a situation. Of course, they'll include their government also in those discussions. And even if they're playing for the gallery, all I'm saying is we've not heard the last of it. what it will do is for all of us, it's good for us because it will give us a lot of news points. In the coming days leading up to that game on the 15th of October, all you will have is every day some sort of
Exactly.
thing coming where you will have maybe PCB saying, we're not coming, we're not going to come. Then some negotiation. India says we will do something, provide security. This will happen.
We're not far from that scenario wherein, you know, the media guys over there will be right after the foreign minister and the PCB chief, whosoever that is right now. You know, just because, you know, you'll have different versions coming in as well. We're not too far away from that point wherein somebody from this ministry will say something, somebody from the other ministry could say something, sports ministry could suggest something, and then you'll have the PCB chief come out with another version. Or we've seen that happen. It happens a lot, and we're not too far away from the situation. But just want to add to a point that Rahul had made earlier, is also going to be how exactly Pakistan go ahead and prove to the ICC and to the BCCI that there is a real threat that they face in Ahmedabad.
How do you prove that?
No, so let's just go back to 96 when West Indies pulled out and Australia pulled out. There was an incident that had happened a month before the World Cup. Now, if something uncertain, because let's just look at the security history, let's say.
No, but in this case, it may not be down to a incident. Let's say no incident was to
That's
happen.
what I'm saying. So there is no past history as well. There is no past history
but
as
I'm
well.
saying it's very easy. Let's say if I'm a government, right? If I'm a government and I don't want to send my team for certain things. Let's say if I made up my mind, how I could come up with, I have intelligence that there is something being planned.
Yes.
How do you deny
and
that?
that is exactly what happened. If you remember, when England were there in Pakistan,
Yeah.
and New Zealand, after that, New Zealand were also scheduled to come.
Yeah,
New
yeah,
Zealand
yeah.
couldn't travel to Pakistan at all,
yeah.
and England left midway through that series. Pakistan said no, our security is absolutely fine, but they had, I think, the English team, because they hire an independent security agency, I think based out of Australia or or England only. I don't remember the agency where it comes from. But they said that we have a strong security advisory.
But why I'm saying this is because this is exactly the precedent or the, let's say,
See-
reason that
see
India
what-
also cited.
see what
when there was a lot of unrest happening in Pakistan, that was bilateral ties aside. This was also one of the things that India said, again not officially, but that was something that we learned, let's say, from the BCCI, that given the unrest that was in Pakistan just about a few months back, we are no way traveling to Pakistan, and of course is the fact
but
that you
I'm
got
saying
bilateral issues as well.
See, what Pakistan can do is, Pakistan can firstly, the moment the tickets are open,
Yeah.
obviously the visas, the fans from Pakistan, they also have to come here. They will also apply for the visas
Yeah.
here. And for the Pakistanis in India, you get city specific visas.
True.
Okay, so if you are if Pakistan are playing their matches in Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Chennai, so they will get their visas only and only for
specific
these
cities.
particular
Yeah.
cities. In fact, if they are playing in Delhi, they cannot. They'll get a visa for Delhi only. They can't even travel to Gurgaon or Noida, by the way. So, so that is how it is. So, if they have to do anything, see, the moment you've booked your flights, I think that even Pakistan cricket will also not do that, because if their fans, if the people who are coming from Pakistan, if they've booked their hotels, flights and tickets for that Ahmedabad game, so I think they will not change anything. There will be no change in the program. So whatever they have to do it much before the World Cup begins. And what at most what they can do is, we are not feeling safe. Our security advisory says that it's not the threat is real, so we are not playing this game. We are forfeiting this game unless you move it to some other venue. Then BCCI or the ICC will have to take a call whether
Then
they have
they'll be
to
pushed
move.
to a corner.
Sorry,
They will have to move.
Then they'll be pushed to a corner.
I'll tell you who has more to lose. I'll give you an example.
BCCI.
And ICC.
ICC,
Yeah.
right?
So tomorrow, that's
Yeah.
what I'm going back to what Wasim Akram said. He said, everyone has an ego, but whatever you do, and he actually was blasting the PCB, but he's saying, whatever you do, have a fixed stand.
Yeah.
I'm saying today, people are saying that if PCB or Pakistan doesn't come, they have a lot to lose. Actually not. ICC, if I'm PCB, what do I have to lose? Let's say I've decided, my advisory says I cannot travel. you are hellbent. Let's say we are now in a position where it's a logjam. We don't know what to do, right? BCC, ICC is saying no, you have to play in Ahmedabad. PCB is saying will not play. Who has more to lose? I think ICC, BCCI, because PCB can say we'll forfeit 2 points. Now, firstly the format has changed. Remember 2007?
Round robin.
If you missed one match, like India lost to Bangladesh, you're out.
Yeah.
Now they'll say, okay, you'll forfeit one match. You could have very well lost to India anyway, 50% chance of losing, winning, whatever.
Yeah.
And we'll cover up for the semi. That risk we'll take. But you know the risk for ICC is their rights that they have sold, 60% or 50% of that is riding on just that one match, India versus Pakistan. As soon as Pakistan says, okay, you're forfeiting, you think the broadcaster is going to sit? He'll say, boss, I want my money back. Exactly. 50% of my money back.
And the broadcaster also, they have to sell the inventory, and because everything is pre-decided.
True.
And that's what that's why what Wasim Akram is saying is absolutely right. Whatever they have to do, because I don't think Pakistan will stretch it for too long and will not take it right to the 11th hour that today we have decided that we are not, because that ways they will be doing disservice to the fans and also to thousands of people who would have travelled from Pakistan to watch that game in Ahmedabad. Because that ways I think their own fans will not like it, that they have booked tickets, hotels, everything, and suddenly they're saying that we are not going to play this game. So I think whatever they have to do.
What about Indian fans? Half the interest is gone out of the world.
I am saying even if Pakistan team PCB, even if they don't care about what the Indians or the Indian fans think, but as you said, I agree that ICC and even BCCI, the arrangements would be massive for that game. And you see that Dharamshala test match that was to happen in that border, and it actually the Australian fans who had booked their flights, tickets, everything, they were very upset. And mind you, for that series, not too many Australian fans travelled to India. And it's not just about the Pakistani fans who would be travelling to Ahmedabad for that particular game. Even the Indian fans, by the way. They book there. They know that
in office.
Exactly.
Yesterday when the schedule was announced, I heard people in office booked their flight and hotels in Ahmedabad. Ticket, whenever it will come, they book in office. People that this day we are going there, ticket we'll manage.
I was looking at this one story that one of the platforms it did, and this was about how prices, let's say at a certain hotel, were just around 20 grand in the month of October, right?
In the month of July now.
But no, October last year, prices for a certain hotel were, let's say, about 20 grand. Same hotel immediately after the announcement was made, 1,16,000.
Wow.
8-fold increase.
I want to know the difference of what it must have been at 9 a.m. yesterday vis-a-vis 12:30.
But schedule we knew that.
Exactly. What surprises me
but
is this is
confirmed.
See, because let's say the the learned cricket enthusiasts in this country, and there's a multitude of them over here, everyone knew that there will be 10 centers, and out of those 10 also you knew, rather 12, you knew which 8-9 centers will definitely be there. So you anyway could have made the bookings.
I think whatever it is, I think people in Pakistan, whether it's the cricket board or the ex-cricketers or everybody, I think Wasim Akram, he doesn't need to earn fans across the border here or anywhere in the world, but just to be in the news, because this is what sells. Pakistan, if you see there are so many channels. I don't know about the news channels, but all these YouTube channels, if you see, most of the time they would be covering Indian cricket, not their own cricket, by the way, because they know it very well. Because this is what sells in Pakistan also.
True.
And when they are talking about Indian cricket, people from Pakistan, they also watch them. People from India, they also watch them. So for them to remain in news and at least to show the people or the awam of Pakistan, to show that we are doing everything. Elections are around the corner. September, I think October, they'll have their elections, hopefully. Pakistan.
Right.
Pakistan, September, October.
Yeah.
So, and the current regime, I don't know what happens in the elections, but as of now, I think if the elections do happen, Imran Khan stands to win, it seems.
Yeah.
Although he does not have the support of the army there. And we know what usually happens in Pakistan. Army decides and if
Though
they,
last time they could not when Imran won. Even at that time they weren't very.
no, but I think without army, do you really
Yeah,
think
I
that
mean,
he's somebody?
they weren't at loggerheads like they are now.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
agree. But
yeah.
It was an alliance of convenience. Let's put it that way. It wasn't a comfortable union because he was
Yeah.
pretty. He rubbed them the wrong way a lot of the time.
and then subsequently even
Yeah.
more so.
Yeah, even more so.
So, what the question is, if can Pakistan afford to skip the Ahmedabad match on 15th of October against India? Well, that is what they are claiming. I think that's, as of now, it is just to remain in the news that we are doing everything to in our power at least. But are they actually doing anything? Do we know? They submitted their request. The ICC had asked for a feedback from all the 10
As is
teams.
protocol.
Yeah, and Pakistan PCB said that we don't want to play that game against Afghanistan in Chennai, and we don't want to play Australia in Bangalore. Both of those requests have been rejected, and rightly so, because those were cricketing reasons.
Yeah.
So on that logic, everybody can say we don't want to play in CK.
exactly.
We want to play
That
in
was-
CK PlayStation.
It
We
has
want
to
to
be.
play somewhere there.
That also
So,
happened.
exactly. So that cannot happen. Yeah, if you have a security threat, you have to prove it. So Pakistan will have to justify the reasons. If they don't want to play in Ahmedabad on security grounds, they will have to justify the reasons.
But just if I can say this, they should be looking forward to playing in Ahmedabad. The track over there resembles to the tracks over there in Pakistan. You get a lot of runs there.
That was
you
only
never-
last test match.
No, but you never. They can.
No, England also.
But in white ball cricket, the pitch is pretty.
Yeah.
They will. I think pitches will be flat.
But I think the reason why people are having a hard time believing PCB is because they're changing their goalposts so many times.
Which
and
is-
also, I mean, when you look at it from the beginning, when the whole hybrid model situation came into play, when BCCI said that we wouldn't come to Pakistan, it was an eye to eye kind of a situation. Okay, you're not coming, we'll not come in either as well.
That was
but
foolish.
Then Najam Sethi had a
Hybrid
meeting
model
with
was a very good option
Yeah.
that Najam Sethi came up with.
Greg Barclay had a meeting with Najam Sethi where he said, if we get India to accept the hybrid model, please do not put any conditions for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Which they did. They're
but then
having
they've
everything
changed.
Exactly,
their
the
way.
regime change made a big
Also,
difference.
I
Hybrid
feel
model was a very good proposal, and it was always, I think it was such a kind of a model that BCCI wouldn't have refused it. It was just that, we were talking about that ego tussle.
Yeah.
Because Najam Sethi had proposed that model, and a few days later he went to the media, to the Indian media, claiming that this is what I am proposing, and there was nothing wrong in that hybrid model. BCCI, they took their own sweet time and waited. Eventually, it was Greg Barclay. They did go to Pakistan too, but I think they didn't have any conversation about the World Cup. I know there were reports, but I don't know exactly if they did actually speak about the World Cup or all these things, because the man who made it possible. So there was just one person who had to agree on the Asia Cup. You know who, you also know, everybody knows. That was BCCI's secretary, Jai Shah. And the man who was doing all these conversations with both the parties was Pankaj Khimji, who I believe is vice president in ACC. He runs the Oman cricket also. So he was the man, and he made it happen. Of course, through Jai Shah only, that we are going with this hybrid model. It's good enough. And ICC at this point in time, now they can always speak to the PCB, but to whom?
Yeah. We'll know.
Before November, you had Ramiz Raja as your chairman.
Right.
In November, Najam
Sethi.
Sethi.
Now
Then
they are-
what month is this? June. June, we thought that Zaka Ashraf officially is not been appointed, although Shahbaz Sharif, their president, has nominated him in the board of governors. And by the way, in September, October, you have fresh elections in Pakistan.
somebody else.
Again, you will have a new chairman. So in 12 months, you will have 4 PCB chairmen.
Well, the point about Wasim Akram there, again, that was my interpretation when I heard that soundbite of his. I felt, because we've seen the Pakistan cricket board stance waver from time to time, flip-flop, not once, not twice, but on on multiple occasions. I also felt, while I was listening to that bite, I felt that, he cuts across as a frustrated figure as well, which is why that ego comment was made by Wasim Akram. I felt he was coming in from a point where
he was very positive.
Exactly.
He said, forget all this.
Because
Go and play.
Yeah, because and right.
But that was just one part of it.
Wasim Akram, by the way,
he said that the ones who are objecting, he said, you guys keep changing this, that. Stop it. If you have the courage, I think if you have the courage, take it. But if you see his point of view is play. But he's saying those that are objecting, okay? So he's saying object, but if you have the courage, then don't.
Then, exactly. You can't say, okay, meet me at the ring and then not step into the ring.
Exactly.
That's what he meant, I felt.
Yes.
so and Wasim Akram, a lot of these people, I say, most of these people, they want to remain in news. Wasim Akram usually, abstains from all these things because he knows when the World Cup comes, most of the Indian media will be after him. Most of the Pakistani media will be after him only, to sign contracts. And hopefully, I think he will be one of the commentators also. Yeah. And he is a voice.
Maybe with you only.
Exactly.
And last time around, he ditched everyone and he was there in Pakistan. He, Shoaib Malik, they were all dancing in that one.
It was a very good show.
Yeah.
Very good show.
Waqar was there.
A-Sport.
How did that idea originate, that A-Sport thing? If I'm not wrong, I think it was Imran Khan when he was the Wazir-e-Azam, the Prime Minister of Pakistan. So he said that you guys are stalwarts. Okay? Don't look for work here around the world. You stay here. This is a platform. You will remain here. You say whatever you want to. Be here. And
I loved that dance, yaar. All those guys.
It's not just about dance. I think
cricket conversation.
The conversation also, obviously, spot on, those insights. But then looking at the lighter side of it as well, I can't recall which match it was that the celebrations sort of broke out in the...
That was after India match.
When they won't be dancing around after they lost to India?
No. When they won. The dance is after when they won.
22.
Asia Cup.
Asia Cup.
Not Asia Cup. I think the World Cup was the time.
Yeah, no, T20 World Cup was the first time when Pakistan beat India. When Pakistan beat 2021. That's the time that they done. Sitting on the chair.
हमारे यहाँ भी dance
So
करते
obviously,
हैं.
of
Kapil
course they
Dev,
won.
when India won the World Cup 2011, Kapil Dev was also dancing.
Yeah.
When our election predictions come true.
Yeah.
STPL predictions, chalo, we'll dance.
That's
Let's see.
hardly a dance.
STPL predictions we can call for.
That's hardly a dance.
Huh?
STPL to we don't know.
See, you spoke about STPL.
Palash
Swami.
He watched our STPL last night. Blue team.
Just
thank you.
bowlers, Fred team, Nikhil sir.
Okay, so thank you, Palash. Thank you.
That straight six that you hit.
That was a long one.
That ball travelled, Biggie.
Thank you.
Like in Bangalore, ball flies, na.
By the
Went
way,
over the camera person,
where at the Bangalore reminds me, there is a guy on our chat, Hassan Murtaza, if I'm not mistaken. He says, I'm from Pakistan and I want to travel to watch the game in Bangalore. So is Bengaluru a safe city? So you could answer.
It is a safe city.
Every
Every
city in India is safe.
Everyone is welcome in India.
Sir, आप आइए, अतिथि देवो भव.
In fact, Hassan Murtaza, Hassan, have you ever spoken to me? He might have spoken to me.
Where?
I think
On the phone.
Yeah, I think
Instagram call.
Manoj got me in touch with him. If I'm not wrong.
Okay. Maybe.
If he's
the same guy.
Yeah.
Come on. You can come. You're welcome. all series are safe. Watch. But on that subject of Pakistan picking various venues, and I think this will be a question that will come in to debate much later. So Pakistan had a problem with Mumbai because of what Shiv Sena did and all that, and then Ahmedabad also. But they are going to be playing a match in Pune, which is like
Exactly.
which is a hub of Shiv Sena.
Exactly.
So, and they have no issues with that, so I'm a bit surprised. There's a bit of a double standard.
There's maybe a little less research. Not that much intelligence.
Yeah, intelligence is not there.
Maybe you can always tell the ICC that this is what happened the last time we were there in Mumbai. Pune, they don't have a history, so maybe they will have to wait for something to happen.
Very good question. Divyansh Devgan wants to know, is CK Play Station a rain shadow area? 100%. 100%. It is a rain shadow area. It can rain everywhere, but it remains dry on CK Play Station. Though having said that, yesterday
The side pitch was definitely very mucky.
Very mucky.
The side pitch, the one on the left side of the swing when we were
So that means it's not rain shadow area.
No one had sponges in Baltis.
No, it wasn't that wet.
Okay.
So it was something that clearly because of the rain a day earlier or something.
Yeah.
So it was
Not
hard.
dried
It was hard. There was no water, but you could make out, with the
day earlier. Yesterday in the morning it had rained.
Oh, okay.
In Noida at least. Don't know about Greater Noida. That's like another city at times.
Yeah.
But,
Waiting for El Clasico, Pakistan versus Zimbabwe. Harry Tector.
well, maybe this time they'll send the real Mr. Bean.
Oh,
yes.
So, Pakistan will play Zimbabwe. Their first game will be against Zimbabwe.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
If either Zimbabwe or Netherlands.
Sri Lanka.
No.
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka will be qualifier 2. I think there's
No, but it depends, where they end.
No. It is decided.
No. The
Super Sixes,
haven't
Super Sixes.
It is decided if Sri Lanka, if they qualify for the World Cup, they will be Q2. They will be second qualifier.
sometimes they do decide.
No, but
Yeah.
you're looking at a table system this time around in the Super Sixes. So Sri Lanka come in with 4 points in the Super Sixes. So do Zimbabwe. Now they play each other.
It is pre-decided.
Oh.
So that is why.
top two teams,
Ah.
whoever the top two will go through, but that who becomes 1 and 2 could be previously decided. That has happened.
Because
Sure.
in fact, even before this tournament began, so everybody thought that West Indies and Sri Lanka will qualify. So it was pre-decided that if West Indies qualify, they will be the they will be qualifier 1, and if Sri Lanka qualify,
So
they
they're
will
going
be
with-
qualifier
Is
2.
it dependent on the group they're
Yeah,
qualifying
exactly.
from?
Pool A, Pool B, whatever.
Rather than the position they finish.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe, so it's clear whichever team comes in from Pool A will be Q1, whichever from
So
Pool E.
Pakistan's first game will be either against Zimbabwe
Yeah.
or
They have a decent run, by the way. They don't have the tough games to begin with. Pakistan.
But see again, as
India
we-
have a much tougher, I would say,
I
road
think
to the semis.
it is up to you how you want to take it. I understand if India, if they lose to Australia in the first game, and then Afghanistan, by the way, they will also be no pushovers.
Afghanistan
And then-
in Delhi, and then you look at Pakistan.
and then you play Pakistan. You can also be under pressure if you lose those two games. Hopefully not. If you lose for Pakistan, you can see, if you can look at those first two games. If they win those two games, they might get that good 2 wins under their belt, and they will go into that third match against India with some kind of
confidence,
momentum, and
yeah.
maybe with some runs under their belt. Their top order or their batters, they would have some runs under their belt. But then, just in case, if there is a slip up, because it's a long tournament, you need to peak at the right time. You will lose some games, you will win some games. You will have to see which games you lose and which and at what stage of the tournament also. So for India, the last 3 games, I think they're playing against 2 qualifiers. For
India,
qualifiers and South Africa.
And South
between
Africa.
those 2 qualifiers, I think you play South Africa.
That's right.
So India may have a slight advantage that if there is, they need to improve their run rate, so they can afford to, they can do that against the qualifiers. But you also have to remember, one of those qualifiers will be Sri Lanka. So, and you never know Zimbabwe. So, it's going to be an interesting World Cup.
Yeah. Mr. Shekhar,
Mr. Shekhar is saying, India hot favorites versus Pakistan. That's a question. Except VK from 2021, Rohit, KL, Sky have hardly lasted 1 over from Naseem, Afridi, or Rauf. Pakistan's bowling is better than India at par with Australia. England have makeshift bowlers, and South Africa is unpredictable.
तब कुछ बोल दिया.
ठीक है.
So many points he's covered. Yeah, but he's right. We can individually look at all points, but
no, some valid points.
valid points also. Yeah,
Yes.
I see some valid points there.
I agree. But this is too early for us to
Exactly, and we don't even,
matchups and
Unless
we
we
don't
see a
even
couple
know
matches.
about the fitness or the recovery of some of these players,
Jaspreet.
Indian players. I don't even know if Hardik Pandya, how fit will he be? Hopefully he'll be fit. What's the progress on Jasprit Bumrah?
Hardik though he's now there in the
but
West
ODI
Indies.
team.
Oh,
Vice captain.
I hope because you'll use him in the Asia Cup, then he'll bowl. I just hope there is no further breakdown. Then Jasprit Bumrah, will he be there? Then KL Rahul, because KL Rahul I think is going to be very, very important in that middle order, because that middle order looks a little brittle.
Given
at
that
this
you have to play, let's say, somebody like an Afghanistan in Delhi, it looks like a tricky fixture on the looks of it to me. KL Rahul could play a match-determining role over
He
there.
did so against Australia, if you remember.
Exactly,
also,
Lucknow-
when the top order collapsed.
If I'm not wrong, it was in Lucknow where he saved
Shane
the match for
remembers.
you.
Yeah, I have to remember his good innings.
So I don't what happens with Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, and soon after
Rishabh Pant.
Rishabh Pant.
Pant
Looks
seems very, very
unlikely.
See,
unlikely.
But I'm
Rishabh
saying
Pant.
he's still in NCA right now.
It'll be a miracle if Rishabh Pant makes it to the World Cup.
World
squad.
Cup,
It'll be a
yeah.
miracle, yeah. Don't expect a guy who's going to take almost, if not more, actually more than a year to recover,
Yeah.
and suddenly
Just
you
from
think
the
that
injury, and then he'll have to get back into the groove with
exactly,
cricket as well.
exactly.
Life-threatening accident of all. Yeah, so his recovery's been magical in so many ways already. And when you look at it, it happened on the 30th of December. It's just been about 6 months, and the guy is already, you can see him walk, take the stairs. His rehab's begun anyway. That tells you that some of the muscle recovery and the tendon recovery, which takes much longer otherwise, he's on the right track as far as recovery goes.
And you never know if Rishabh Pant, God forbid this happens, if he's the same player, if he's
Yeah, yeah.
restricted from playing
Always,
certain
always.
No,
ways.
that's a valid concern
Yeah.
to have.
I mean, after that sort of an injury, it's not just his batting. He's a wicketkeeper.
Yeah,
and first choice in tests.
And the kind of injury that he had, or the kind of accident that he had, one minor surgery or one minor injury can actually end a career.
Correct.
Anybody. See, Bumrah, we all are talking about, we want to see Bumrah back, we don't want to see. We don't even know which Bumrah will
Yeah,
come
he's
out.
gonna turn up. Yeah.
And see what happened
You
with
had-
Jofra Archer.
No, you have the best example recently. Indian hockey player Rajiv Mishra,
Yeah.
who's a standout player in hockey. One of the most spoken of player. People thought he's the next Dhanraj Pillai. His issue happened that time. Only had a knee injury and did a surgery. That surgery went wrong
Unfortunately.
and just
no
could
more.
not play after that.
Yeah.
Imagine what a great talent. So, as I said, you never know what happens after an injury.
Yeah, and fast bowling is all about rhythm. Jasprit Bumrah, if he's bowling and he's bowling consistently, if he's in rhythm, he can do wonders.
I agree with that.
And if he's not bowling,
Harshit Patel.
KL Rahul is important. Good joke. He has
Harshit
already
Patel,
choked.
enough of laughing. You should be sent every day for fielding practice.
Exactly.
Yesterday was bad.
Yesterday, I think the first game was
that was
worse
Huh.
than
yeah.
It's not improving.
yesterday.
Have to work hard.
I can be the fielding coach.
You can be, please.
नहीं, just
Please do that. Please do
We
the
need a
honor.
good
we
fielder.
need fielding coaching.
Please.
I don't think
Call them 1 hour in advance.
I think coaching cannot help the stage that these players are in. I think we
No,
need
it
a good
depends on
fielder.
the age. Yeah. They are at the age where coaching will help.
Practice is fine, like half an hour before the
They're at the see. That's why I tell people that somebody is saying that practice, and I said at my age, practice will make me worse. I can't learn anything new.
That's
It has to
true.
be whatever you're doing. if you move away from what you knew all this while by trying to learn new things, you will screw up that also. But at your age, at least you can pick up new things, na?
And fielding coaching, I don't think how will you get
coaching as
how
in
will you get
practice, yeah.
how will you get
Practice.
strength to their legs? They can't run. It
No,
seems
I'm saying forget running. At least if everyone can be a safe catcher, and when you're standing and the ball comes to you, if you can just catch that, even I'm happy with that. I don't want anyone to run
Exactly.
and take a blinder like we saw in that
be a
league
safe
just
fielder.
now.
Be a safe fielder.
Just when the ball comes, just catch
Look
it.
at our friend, Mr. Our dear colleague Saransh.
Oh no, I've seen the highlights.
Although
His
he's,
fielding?
yeah,
You're talking about his fielding.
MashaAllah fielding.
His bowling is great, but then the fielding
Great.
kind of lets him down. Yes, 2 matches he's been very economical. You have to be generous there.
Yeah.
But his fielding kind of lets him down. What runs he saves while bowling?
Yesterday I was so happy that Himanshu I could get rid of. Otherwise that catch though. I was like, ये expensive ना हो जाए.
Himanshu's catch.
Yeah, Himanshu's catch.
He
But he
dropped
didn't last.
Himanshu.
I
He
dropped
dropped
Himanshu
Himanshu.
when he was batting on not. I feel it was first ball he faced. But then ultimately he scored just 2 runs. So yeah, not an
Kapil Dev.
expensive trip.
We have a super chat.
Last
I
one and
believe.
then let's wrap up.
Mr. Shekhar again.
Okay.
He says, except the MCG win,
Mera
haven't
cricket
seen the togetherness with this Indian team. During those 3 10-wicket humiliations and World Cup knockouts, they look disjointed. Mr. Shekhar, come on, brighten up, man. Still a long way to go.
Also West Indies coming up. You see what will happen over there.
चलो चलो आगे छोड़ो ये सब बस हाँ क्या है
अरे
बाकी ले लिए थे अच्छा चलो
we took Holland.
Yeah.
Okay.
see you bye bye take it